Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Left Side, Strong Side. I'm Chance Ellison, joined by one of my co-hosts, Jacob Blunden. Mike Deacon cannot be here tonight. The dude is in the middle of a move, so we give a pass. We'll probably be back next week. But for right now, we are here, and we are here to talk about all the goings-on of the NFL Week 14. Things are heating up. Things are heating up in a lot of ways.
Yeah, they definitely are. It's getting interesting now. starting to get a very clear table of who is making the playoffs and who is done. And yeah, this you are who you are at this point.
Yep. So let's go. I wish I had like remember the Dennis Green clip where like they are who they thought we were. But let's get into the actual games. First of all, Thursday Night Football. Raiders versus Rams. The game which both Mike and I knew. Jacob didn't believe it, but both of us knew like Baker's going to start. And, he didn't start.
Yeah, I reiterate, he did not start, so I'm technically correct.
He was put in. John Wolford had about a drive, but he just sucked the life out of everything, so he's taken out of the game. And Baker Mayfield was inserted into the game. This was looking pretty ugly for the reminder everybody defending Super Bowl champs for the first two quarters. Up 13 to down 13-3 at half. And the thing is, the Raiders weren't doing anything special. They weren't. Derek Carr was playing really, really badly. I mean, Devontae Adams was doing fine. Josh Jacobs was really trying to carry the team to a win. Then the second half happens. And Baker Mayfield had the most clutch drive I've seen from him in like maybe 2 years.
But I mean, okay. The second drive, absolutely. The single biggest takeaway, I think, and this is not just for this game, this is for the weekend in general. How can you not be romantic about football? Like, seriously, like just the feel-good stories. There's two of them of the year this weekend of just this is just football at its best, and storylines and how you just absolutely fall in love with this sport, and it is the single greatest soap opera in the entire world.
My question goes out to the Las Vegas Raiders, who let a guy that had been on the team for 2 days beat you. He had gotten to Los Angeles on Tuesday. The game was played on Thursday. I don't even think he knew the playbook. He just went in, and he still managed to beat you.
Yeah, the Raiders, again, the Raiders absolutely blew this, and do you remember when the Arizona lost and we were all like, oh my God, how does it get worse? That's not even bottom five.
Oh,
well, I mean, that's
that's bottom five.
Okay, that's bottom three. Like, that's probably their third worst. But like,
we asked like, how could it get worse? And then it did.
I mean, again, look, the loss to the Jags, I think is worse than the Arizona one. But
I think the worst loss this year is to the Colts. The Jets,
and then the Colts. Oh no, I think this is worse than the Colts.
You think this is worse?
I think this is worse than the Colts one because because this was self-sabotage. This was the single dumbest penalty I have ever seen in football history. And in all seriousness, the coach should have just cut him then and there. Just go, 100%. You out. You're done. That is the dumbest penalty I have ever seen. Smacking the ball out of Baker's hand after you've just got the game-ending sack.
Yeah, like really. The game was over.
Yeah, that sack, the game's over. That's it. Game's done. You've won the game. Crosby has been terrific and has gotten you the game, and you, in your arrogance and stupidity, cost your team the game. Absolutely.
Yeah, like honestly, you're right. He should have been cut. Like if I'm the GM, I'm cutting him right there.
Yeah, I cannot believe how moronic that penalty was. But let's just talk about Baker. Like, oh my God,
yeah, how good a number one overall pick who was traded, then cut, then picked up again. Had 2 days of prep and came in to beat a team that's supposed to be, one of the big juggernauts of the year.
Yeah. Like, how can you not be romantic about football? Like, it's just the the biggest takeaway that I have for this, and especially for Baker's career going forward, is he needs a coach. That's it. Like this season, I think has been the epitome of, hey, coaching's actually important. You can't just put a really good player in a system and it will work. Is important. Like you need to have a good coaching base.
Yeah, question now around Baker Mayfield in his future with maybe the Rams, because again they have no draft capital, so they
Yeah.
can't rebuild anything. They have a lot of pricey contracts.
Yeah.
So like, do you offload Stafford and try to go with Baker?
Personally, I don't even know if Stafford's going to play next year.
You might retire.
Look, he's had season-ending injury after season-ending injury. His wife's recovering. He's got his ring.
He's calling quits now.
No, that's
a lot of dead cap if he retires.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I think that's also kind of. I mean, look, he might stay back for next year, but that's a spinal cord injury. Like that's
yeah.
They're not that you don't mess around with those. Like this is kind of one of those ones where I wouldn't be surprised if Stafford calls it next year and goes, look, I'm done. I've got a family. I've got a future that I'm kind of more considerate of than this. So that's kind of where I'm at. If I'm Baker, there are 4 teams at the moment that if they called, I would answer. Everyone else, I'm staying at the Rams as a backup. And that's if the Patriots called, I'd go to the Patriots because you're going under Bill. And I think Bill Belichick, you're working under one of the greatest coaches of all time. The 49ers, absolutely. I think
I feel like there's no way they call him though.
I don't think there is I don't think they call him either, but I think any quarterback in the world would take that job right now.
We'll talk about why later.
Yeah. The Giants under Daboll, but I would also be taking a extremely reduced salary and basically saying, I will come play for you, but you have to get me weapons. Like the Giants are kind of one of those ones where it's.
I feel like the Giants are going to have bigger aspirations than Baker Mayfield.
No, I think they do. But I mean, okay, who? Jimmy G?
Lamar Jackson.
I don't know. Look, maybe they might get Lamar, but I still think he's going to get franchise tagged and then not play under the franchise tag. But I think he's going to get franchise tagged.
I mean, he's going to get tagged no matter what. I think he's going to get traded. He's going to pull Devontae. He's going to get tagged. He's going to be like, I'm not playing under the tag, and then they're going to trade him.
Yeah, like I said, like that's going to be a big deal. But again, you've also going to then have the problem of they're going to have to pay Barkley and they're going to have to pay Lamar at the same time. And they're both going to be expensive contracts.
But yeah, Raiders, bad looks for you once again.
Raiders are a bad team. Raiders are a bad team. McDaniels needs to be fired, even though he's not, because
Mark Davis
they can't afford it. They just can't straight up afford it.
Up next, I wish Mike was here for this. We had the Jets versus the Bills, and I know we talk about how great is football. This is professional Big Ten football.
Yeah, this.
I think this game had at one point 10 consecutive punts.
This is a bad game. This is a really bad game. This thank Christ this wasn't a primetime game or like anything else, because this was just bad and boring. And thank God other games were on to watch.
Yeah, this was a tale of 2 passing offenses that failed to get anything going. Understandably so. The weather conditions were awful. Gonna be hindrance any sort of passing attack. Thing is, the Bills' rushing attack wasn't great either.
They're missing that. I mean, they're missing They're missing several players at the moment.
Yeah, and among those we've got to mention last week, Von Miller, who was torn ACLs after the season. So the wheels are starting to fall off Buffalo real quick.
Yeah, Buffalo are now back to where they were last year, and it's all right. Congratulations, Alan, you are now carrying this team and attempt to get a Super Bowl. I think they don't make the AFC conference at this point. I don't know if they do.
It's gonna be an uphill battle, especially because is Trey White playing? I don't know if he is playing. I don't think he is. He is. Trey White's back.
Yeah, like I think
which is a good get for them because they really need the secondary help.
okay. To me, here is how the only way that they can make the conference final at this point is if they win out. They have to win out for the rest of the season. If they win out for the season, then they get the bye, but also it forces Chiefs Bengals to play each other. No matter what, Chiefs Bengals will play each other because I don't think the Bills can go, we beat the Bengals and then we beat the Chiefs, or we beat the Chiefs, then we beat the Bengals. I don't think that they can do both. I think the only way that they can make it through is they have to beat one of them, and that's it.
Something else that's fallen off is if the wheels were still on already. Josh Allen's MVP candidacy.
Oh god, he's done.
Yeah, no, it's gone.
No, he's done. He's fifth in MVP at the moment.
It's been kind of gone now. It's like officially gone.
Yeah, no, it's over. MVP is between three people. MVP is really between two people at the moment, with a third potential candidate coming in if he plays well for the rest of the season, and the other two fall off a cliff, which I don't think's coming.
Yeah. On the other side, though, the Jets, Mike White actually looked like the better QB that day.
Mike White was incredible if only he wasn't being murdered.
Mike sacked 3 times on the day. Pressured a bunch. Was literally murdered at one point. Flacco went in for a drive. Sucked the life out of everything.
Flacco went in and they went, "Oh, this is bad. All right, you're coming back even though you're a corpse."
That makes me laugh because they would rather send in a dead man than put Zach Wilson back in the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought Wilson wasn't even set ready. That was the problem. Wilson, he was there, but he's in the hoodie, so he's
he wasn't suited up because they thought even if this all goes wrong, we're not putting you in.
I'm fascinated by this week because I don't think White cannot play this week. There's no way.
No way, Mike. There's
no way he can play, which means Wilson's going to be the backup because Flacco absolutely is going to be.
He's already 2 on the depth chart. He's going to start.
Yeah. Flacco's going to be the starter.
Yes, once again, we're subject to watching Joe Flacco play quarterback in the year 2022.
Yeah,
correct.
So that's Mike White. All the respect in the world to you. I think. Look, he's not their future quarterback. He's gonna be
like a Teddy Bridgewater, like a good stopgap QB.
Yeah, he ain't gonna cost you a game, but the Jets are in quarterback market right now. They're absolutely.
And I think we talked about that on the show. I think this is where Jimmy G goes next year.
Yeah, I think Jimmy G here would work well. I think Brock Purdy here would work well if I'd be calling up.
I mean, I'm not going to put that much talking to Brock Purdy just yet.
Yeah.
I know what he did was great, but not yet.
No, but look, by saying that, I'm meaning I think you need someone who can come in and just be a game manager for this team and then I would be looking at drafting someone either this year or next year to sit and learn because we're starting to see sitting and learning kind of helps.
Mm-hmm. Up next, we got some AFC North ball. One half of AFC North ball. We got the Browns versus the Bengals, and I'm gonna say it, even though I know I might catch him out for it, but I'm gonna say it. Deshaun Watson looked better.
He looked better. I'll give you that. He looked better. He still looked bad, but he looked better.
I don't think he looks bad. I think he looks like He looks fine. He's slowly but surely he's getting there, which again scares the shit out of me.
Out of this weekend, I think he was the 30th quarterback who played.
I mean, I have to check the number, possibly.
I think he was fine. I think I think this weekend
76, a touchdown and a pick. That's decent numbers.
Yeah,
if you only had a defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's against the team that you absolutely, wipe their ass
that you've owned for the last several decades.
Yeah, so
several years because Joe Burrow at this point had never beaten the Browns.
No, this is the first time Burrow has beaten this team. It's the first time the Browns have lost to the Bengals in the Zach Taylor era. There's a lot about this one where you're like, ooh,
yeah,
that's not great.
Big factor in this was the fact that Ja'Marr Chase was back, and Ja'Marr Chase went wild in this game.
Yeah, Ja'Marr Chase played well, played really well, actually. And this was my lock of the week. and I lost money on this game. So thank you very much, Browns. I trusted you. That was a mistake.
I trusted you, and you proved once again.
You are a factory of sadness.
Biggest thing in this game was a surprisingly stout Bengals defense. I mean, the Bengals held Nick Chubb to under 40 yards.
Yeah, like, look, if Burrow can run the table this season, like if for the rest of the season, there's 4 games left. If he can run the table and Mahomes and Hurts fall off a cliff, which I don't think is going to happen, Burrow can win MVP.
It's possible.
He is third, but that's it. That's the end of the list. Like, it's Mahomes and Hurts fighting. 1 and 2 flip flop each week. Burrow is third, and very clearly third. I don't know if he can get back into number 1, but he's going to have to run the table and be the best quarterback over the next 4 weeks, like far and away if he wants to.
Yeah, and the weird thing about the game is like looking at the Browns. Well, first of all, again, you all need defense, and you can't draft first rounder because you don't have any for the next few years.
Yep.
Secondly, it's interesting that Watson's favorite target right now is not Amari Cooper, not David Njoku. It's Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just Watson's just getting back into the rhythm. He hasn't been able to. He hasn't been able to play. The funniest thing I thought out of everything this weekend was that they put Brissett in for a 1-yard sneak. I thought that was
the weirdest thing. You put in Jared Brissett to get 1 yard.
That was basically, hey Brissett, come in because we don't want Watson to do his shoulder, so you're the sacrificial lamb if something happens.
Like, it's not like we have Nick Chubb, we have Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
That
was one of you is gonna get a broken bone. We're gonna put the guy who's the backup.
We're gonna put the guy who's not expensive.
Yeah, basically. Like, yeah, that was the weirdest part of the game. Outside of the fact that the Bengals won this game, they were good. They were good. Bengals can be scary. Like I said, I don't want to play the Bengals in the playoffs. I really don't. I'd rather play the Chiefs than the Bengals right now. Honestly, this Bengals team's scary.
I mean, they're good. I don't think it's scary.
This Bengal team. I really do think this Bengals team could make the Super Bowl at the moment.
They'll bungle it somewhere. I know this team. They'll bungle it somewhere,
like they did last year.
They did bungle it in the end.
In the Super Bowl, yeah,
still bungled it. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
No.
Like, no matter what hopes you have for this franchise, somehow, some way, they will bungle it. Up next, this was our game of the week. I don't know how the hell this happened, but it's the Texans versus the Cowboys. Now, let me just say this first and foremost. Cowboys fans, I don't want to hear anything from you about how the Eagles have a soft schedule when you're playing shit like this.
Look, I said last week, I don't trust the Cowboys because, look, everyone jumped up and down. Oh, look at what they did in the fourth quarter against the Colts. They didn't do that. The Colts did that in the fourth quarter. They gave you the ball 4 times in a row. The Colts were bad. Like, this is what happens. I'm sorry. The Cowboys aren't a great football team. They have a very good defense and a mediocre offense. Like, I don't trust the Cowboys at all going into this playoffs.
Absolutely not. Especially how Dak Prescott was playing. Dak Prescott was not. You're paying this dude $40 million to put out shit like this.
Yeah,
every week.
Look, I've been on this bandwagon for the last 6 weeks. The Cowboys are going to lose their first playoff game to the NFC South team. It's going to happen. And we're all going to be like, what just happened? What's going on? They've told us it all year. They cannot beat bad teams. They do in the end, but again,
they allow way too much leeway.
Absolutely.
This game is the perfect example. Houston, for a large part of this game, was leading, and they had an opportunity to put the game away when Dak Prescott threw a pick inside their own 10.
That's the worst pick of the weekend, by the way. I know.
100%.
I look. I know there's another game that had even worse pick, like had more picks. That one was that's the worst pick of the weekend. That was terrible.
Because
That
like,
was
like,
awful.
the thing is, it wasn't even Stingley who picked it off. It was just like some
Yeah.
rando corner.
So dumb. It was just
Yeah.
dumb.
And that guy got picks twice in that game.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let me find his name because I feel bad not knowing who that dude is.
While you're looking for the name,
Trayman Smith. That's it. Trayman
yeah.
Smith.
I liked the decision to go for it on fourth down. I think in that moment
it made
you had to.
sense.
Yeah, like a field goal meant nothing. A field goal wouldn't have changed the game. The only thing it would have done is maybe put more pressure on them. They had to go for it. They couldn't just kick a field goal. But again,
no, like I get the decision to go for it. Just the play call was bad. Not to mention you had Jeff Driscoll trying to win the game.
But again, look, guys, it's the Texans. They never should have been in this in the first place, ever. In a million years, it should not have been this close.
I'll say this right now. This is the best game I've seen the Texans play all year.
Yeah, they got up for it. And like I said, this was one I'm very proud of because I called this. 16.5 points was way too many points. Far too many points. I made money on this one. I was very happy.
Yeah, but Dallas, you are officially on fraud alert, on fraud watch. Because
there are
like I don't care if you won the game. You should be embarrassed by this.
Yep. There are 2 frauds in the NFC. This is one of them.
Yep. And we're about to get into the other because this is our upset of the week. It's the Vikings versus the Lions. The Vikings, by the way, let's give credit. 2 generational performances from quarterback Kirk Cousins and wide receiver Justin Jefferson that were absolutely wasted.
Yeah.
100% wasted.
Okay, I know we've called this upset of the week, but I find it hilarious because it technically wasn't because Lions were favored.
Lions were favored.
Like I do find that but again, that just goes to show you how much respect Vegas and everyone has for the Vikings. They weren't favored in this game despite being a 10-2 team. Like they weren't favored.
Well, because I think of the 10 of I think they're the only team in the positive, something like this. Like they have a -1 point differential, which is unusual for a team with this kind of record.
Yeah, no, it's never happened. It's not that it's never happened, but they've got
rare.
a -1.
Very rare.
All other division winners, all other 10 win teams.
That's right. Yeah, that's what it is. They have a point differential of a couple hundred. This is the only one that has a -1 point differential, which is fucking strange.
Yeah, it just goes to show that every single one of their games has been by one.
I saw that. This is a thing I pointed out. If you the records of all the teams flipping, if you flip the outcome of the 1-score games. Yeah. If you flip the outcome of every single 1-score game in the league, the Vikings would be 1-11.
Yeah, exactly. They've won one game that has been somewhat of a blowout. Them and the Giants are the 2 teams where if you flip them, they would have a terrible record. Which again, it's a positive and a negative because it's one of those, hey, we can win the close games, but at the same time, it's yeah, but you're also you're not blowing out bad teams. You have played several bad teams and you're not beating them well.
But on the other side, the Detroit Lions, holy crap! The turnaround this team is making. At one point they looked like the one of, if not the worst team, cannot be worse, one of the worst team in the league. But they rallied, they resolved. They're currently sitting at 6-7, so they're near a playoff spot. It can happen. Currently with the 6-win record, this is their best record since 2018.
Yeah. That defense just needed time. It just needed reps, needed game time. It's starting to get better because the offense wasn't the problem. The offense
was never the problem.
Yeah, it was always that. It was just they put up 40 points and the other team would put up 45. It was just you are getting blown out, but your offense is also able to blow them out. Now the defense has started to pull back a little bit and make them closer games. Plus, they're also playing easier teams at this point. Their schedule was rough to begin the season. They played a lot of tougher teams than someone who had this number 2 overall seed. The number 2 overall seed. They played some tough games.
They did. They really did. You know, they're rallying. I really like. Keep in mind, they held them to 23 points. This is the team that has Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, and Justin Jefferson on the offense.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook, by the way, couldn't do jack or shit against this defense.
No, and again, this was a weird week for defenses. Like a lot of these defenses have started to stand up. These really bad defenses have gone, "Hey, we are not the worst defense in the league. We're going to step up and not be be absolutely terrible." We had a few of those games, so it's interesting. I don't know. Like, look, I would love to see the Lions get into the playoffs because not that I think they could win the NFC or go to the Super Bowl, but like this Vikings team don't want to see them. This Vikings team do not want the Lions getting the 7th.
I'm not sure. There are a lot of them sure don't want the Lions first round.
Like the Lions, the 49ers could maybe 49ers might be a little.
They're the Niners, but like you know, like the Eagles played them really close.
Yeah, the Eagles in round 2 wouldn't want to see them.
No, they wouldn't.
Because if Lions win against the Vikings, the Eagles would then be playing them round 2. They're not going to want that either. So, I don't think the Lions can go all the way to a conference or the Super Bowl. But if they get the right team, they get the right run, they could upset somebody. Like,
yeah, they really could.
Yeah, there could be a team where it's like, hey, you were frauds. So,
but yeah, Vikings. I think Vikings right now are on the biggest fraud watch in the NFL.
No, absolutely are. Look, their first playoff game is going to be either against the Commanders, the Giants, Seahawks, or the Lions. They'll probably beat 2 of them. I don't think they'll beat this Lions team. I think they can beat the Seahawks, and I think they can beat the Giants. But then their second round matchup against the 49ers, they're going to get murdered.
They're going to lose.
Yeah, that like Kirk Cousins against that defense, they're going to get murdered. So, like, they're frauds. They're not. Sorry, guys, they're not going anywhere this season. Sorry, Vikings fans. Like, you're not going anywhere at all. Yeah, I hope you guys weren't thinking of coming to Arizona because it's not happening.
Moving on to our next game, AFC South ball. This is a big game in terms of division standings, kind of, because Tennessee's still pretty firmly in the lead, but they're losing grip. They're losing grip fast.
They are. God, it must be like if I'm Mike Vrabel, I am pulling my hair out every single week because he's a damn good coach.
Oh, like Vrabel's a great coach.
Like Mike Vrabel is probably one of the top 5 coaches in the league. Maybe like there's maybe an argument.
Top 5 might be a little pricey.
Yeah, okay, 10 definitely. 5 there's an argument.
Like he'd be like a low end 5 if he's top 5.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think he'd be either 4 or 5. Like I need to go through the actual list in my head, but like this team should be so much better than it is, and Ryan Tannehill is not it. Derrick Henry's he hasn't fallen off a cliff, but he's so like. There's games where he is just, oh my God, you're incredible, the best running back in the league. And then the next week, you're like, where the fuck have you been?
Well, the thing is, like, this is one of his up games. Like he had over 120 yards on the day. Problem is, well, one, he had two fumbles and lost both of them. But even then, the failure of this Titans team on this week did not fall solely on him. One, this passing game did not produce. Well, I mean, it kind of produced. I mean, Ryan Tannehill had 254 yards. Biggest problem is the pass defense. This is I think second worst passing defense in the league.
Oh, absolutely.
And Trevor Lawrence absolutely picked this apart. Again, this is another one of his like better games he's had at the professional level.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm still not ready to say Trevor Lawrence is here because he'll come in and play like this, and you're like, oh my God, here is the heir apparent. Here is Trevor Lawrence. He's arrived.
If he can do it, he needs to do it consistely.
Yeah, and then next week he'll play a bad team and he'll put up 3 points and you're like, why? Where have you he's so inconsistent and he has not yet arrived. I need to see it more consistently. Hopefully next year is his breakout year because this year isn't his breakout. This year is his rookie season. You like last year doesn't count because Urban Meyer. No, like Urban Meyer not only like hurt him, like actually like regressed him like to a bad degree. So he's had to unlearn a lot, and then you're going to start learning a lot. So I think this next year is when he's going to really break out. But oh, it's just infuriating to watch because you're just like, I can see it. You've got it. You're there. I can see the talent. You're just not unlocked it yet.
Yeah, he shows flash of ability, probably just flash. He's not consistent enough at the professional level yet. But I do believe he'll get there. I do like.
Oh, I do too. Like I think outside of anyone in that division or even that conference, like I think most people are really pulling for him, especially after last year. Like I think most people are going, we really want to be able to see Trevor Lawrence like become Trevor Lawrence, because again, it's just going to add another quarterback into this incredible list we're starting to grow of just wow, incredible quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, let's talk about our next game. We're going over to the NFC East, talk about the Eagles taking on the New York Football Giants. Being incredible quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, once again, man, he's still doing it.
Jalen Hurts came in and went, I am MVP, bitch. And
yeah, no, I think like, as of right now, he's the Vegas favorite for MVP.
He has to be. Like Mahomes played relatively poorly,
we'll talk about that later.
And Hurts played incredibly. This was the weekend where it went, people are going to start voting for Hurts as MVP. If he keeps this up for the next 4 weeks, Hurts will be the MVP.
Absolutely.
Again, the Cowboys game is going to be huge. How does he play against the Cowboys in the Cowboys game? And does he play in the final game of the season?
Talk about Friday, the Giants. Holy crap. Like this, I mean, yeah, I know they had like a weirdly easy schedule the first half of the season, but man, like they just have not looked like the same team ever since.
Well, it's Barkley got hurt, and that whole team's offense ran through Barkley. Like Barkley was being able to absolutely produce and be electric, and he's kind of fallen off a bit of a cliff.
Yeah, I mean, give you a hint. Their leading rusher this weekend was Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, so and that's the other thing. Daniel Jones ain't it. No. Like we all knew it, but he's going to be.
We know him for a long time. He's not it, and he's showing that he's really not it this time.
Yeah, like if I'm Daniel Jones and you want to reboot your career after this, go as a backup to some other team with a really good head coach, because that's what you're going to have to do. Go be a backup. Also, go be a backup for the Bucs.
I do want to highlight in this game. I didn't pull the clip for it, but the Eagles had to go for it on fourth down, which they are. I think they're the number one team in going for it on fourth down in the league. They're like top 2 or 3.
Yeah,
they throw the deep ball to Devontae Smith, and the safety just like runs right past him. Like he should have been obliterated on that route, but he scored a touchdown.
Yeah, like. Again, I think Daboll is a really good coach, but I think he is still missing key components that he needs.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to rebuild that. He needs to rebuild that secondary, get a competent quarterback. The Lions doing better. The Lions getting better. Neal's coming along. They got not Neal. Well, I mean Neal is, but Andrew Thomas is coming along really nicely. So I think
they're a year early.
Yeah,
they're a year early. Like and you'd rather be a year early than a year late. Like as long as you can start getting the building blocks and you go from there. This isn't the worst thing. Look, they're gonna most likely still make the playoffs and get some experience in there with making the playoffs. So their players will get playoff experience, which is never a bad thing. But yeah, we'll see what happens, because they need to start. Yeah, next year is going to be real interesting. And I have to admit, you were correct 6 weeks ago.
What I said 6 weeks ago?
When I said, Brian Daboll is the runaway coach of the year.
I told you. I'm just like, no.
I don't actually know who coach of the year is right now.
But we should say with this win, the Eagles are officially the first team to clinch a playoff spot.
Actually, that's who's coach of the year, Sirianni.
I told you,
Yeah.
Sirianni.
You did. No, you did. That he'll get coach. They'll most likely get coach of the year and MVP.
Sirianni, or if the Lions make the playoffs, Dan Campbell.
Yes, that's if the Lions can make the playoffs, I think Dan Campbell could get it. If Washington do, Rivera might. There might be an argument. Like, I think it's going to be. I think whoever gets that 7th seed might have an argument to be coach of the year. Like, if it's Rivera, Lions, or Pete Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
Moving
on to talk about our next game. Talk about the Steelers.
You okay, buddy?
No, I'm not okay. I'm the furthest thing from okay.
Do you enjoy watching Mitch Trubisky football?
Let me just preface this. We lost Kenny Pickett within the first 2 drives of this game.
You're playing a backup, okay? So you don't get to sorry.
Hold on. Let me finish. We lost Kenny Pickett within the first 2 drives of this game.
Mm-hmm.
But we thought, okay, you know what? They got Tyler Huntley, so you know we're all good. Like we should be. Because Mitch Trubisky can't come in and Mitch all this up, can he? Yeah, he can. Mitch Trubisky gave us a grueling reminder of why he was benched in the first place. His this offense is absolutely useless with him in the game.
Yeah.
Trubisky had 3 picks on the day. 1 was an arm punt on first down. 2 of them were in the red zone. So yeah, I am once again because keep in mind, this is an offense. We got Deontay Johnson, we got Pat Freeman, we got George Pickens, we got Najee Harris. Even though this was one of his better games, their Ravens defense kind of improved a little bit. Then Mitch Trubisky, I am once again asking the question:
why the hell can't you do something right?
Not a single fucking thing you did on this field was okay. Nothing. Not a damn thing.
Oh.
And look, I'm gonna say right now, Kenny Pickett doesn't get hurt, we win this game.
Oh, absolutely. If Kenny Pickett doesn't get hurt, you win this game. Absolutely.
But this is not, granted, most of this is on Trubisky. Not all of it, though, because we let a team who couldn't even muster up 100 passing yards win. Why? Because we gave over 120 yards of rushing to J.K. Dobbins. Granted, we hurt him in the end, but we still gave up over 100 yards of rushing.
You'll beat him in 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, no, we'll beat you again in 2 weeks, but oh god, this was painful to witness. This is painful to witness.
Because if you look at the stats and you look at Trubisky's stats, they're not bad. They're actually, you look at them, you go 22 out of 30.
Take the turnovers out of
that's
it.
what I mean. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Take the turnovers out. They're not bad stats. Those turnovers were bad.
Exactly.
Really bad.
You take the turnovers away, he had a good game. Yeah. Problem is, you add those in, and he had bad turnovers at the worst possible time.
But not only that, it looked bad. Like watching him play, you're like, this was bad. This is bad football.
They were bad reads. They were bad throws. And you know what? You know what this is, Jacob? This is karma. This is karma. I have made way too many jokes to the expense of Bears fans in the past several years, and this is me paying for it.
Yeah.
So look, if this is how I got to pay my pound of flesh, then PLD, Peggy, Thomas, I'm sorry. Because y'all did this for 4 years. I couldn't do this for 4 weeks.
Yeah. And how's it feel knowing he's most likely starting next week?
I don't want to. I don't want to watch Mitch Trubisky anymore.
Oh,
we need kind of elixir. We need a full restore. Find a Pokemon Center. Get Recovery Girl. Find a Senzu Bean. Gather the Dragon Balls. We need Kenny Pickett back. Oh, one more thing. One more pitfall of this game from the Steelers. See, we could have won this game. We could have won if our kicker, Chris Boswell, who is back and who was one of the better kickers in the league. Well, I mean, he didn't miss; it got blocked. But again, if he would have made that kick, for some reason we need a field goal, can't block Calais Campbell to save our lives. But this is again. But this has been the Steelers all season. Every week we have these winnable games. that we managed to piss away somehow, some way, somehow it happens.
So you're also you now have to beat the Panthers, the Raiders, the Ravens, and the Browns. You have to
Which we
win
can
all-
do.
No,
Which we
that
can do.
okay. If you if given what I'm about to say, if there was a schedule, that's the one you want. That being said, you've got to beat those 4 teams to make sure that Mike Tomlin doesn't have a losing
Yes,
record.
we are one loss away from Mike Tomlin's first losing season and the first losing season the Steelers have had since 2003.
Yeah. You nervous?
Yes. Very.
It's the first time I've seen you on this show nervous about the Steelers.
I am. I am very nervous. But you know
'Cause-
what? I
yeah.
believe in Coach T. I think Kenny Pickett's going to be okay. I need Matt Canada gone yesterday. I will take Matt Uzbekistan at this point.
Call Frank Reich. He's got
Please. Like I will, for Mike Tomlin, I will forgive everything you've done the past couple of years. If you get Frank Reich to run our offense, please.
Yeah. No,
But yeah,
he'd be really good for it. He really would.
It would.
I
I
have
mean,
a
look,
feeling the Patriots
know,
might
I'm-
call him. But...
I mean, I'm not married to the idea of Terrell Austin saying if you want to promote Brian Flores to DC and get Frank Reich as OC, that's the year we got a Super Bowl.
No, if if that happens, I'd be terrified of you guys. If with Kenny Pickett at quarterback, Frank Reich as your OC, and what's his name as Flores as your
DC.
DC with Tomlin as coach, I'd be terrified of you. Absolutely,
Yeah,
and another season of draft picks. Woof, that's gonna be a good team.
The pieces are all right there. Rooney family, Omar. Fuck, what the hell's the name of our GM? He's new. I think it's Omar Khan. Omar Khan just put the pieces together, and the Steelers are gone to Super Bowl.
Yeah,
And
I have a feeling after this week, Patriots might be calling Frank Reich right now and giving him a lot of money.
Oh, please, for the love of God, no. All right, let's talk about our next game. This is a low-key candidate for game of the week. It's just Chiefs versus the Broncos. And you know what? I am not going to play the Let's Ride montage, and here's the reason. This is the best game the Broncos have played all season.
Oh, easily. But
it's
okay.
Leave it to Russell Wilson to wait 14 weeks to play like Russell Wilson.
Okay, but here is the big giant big giant asterisk against this game and against this performance. It came after they were blown out 27-3, and your team is basically like the Chiefs at that point were playing prevent and had kind of put the cue in the rack. So it's Russell Wilson played great. It's awesome. Majority of it's empty calories. Like
here's the thing though. Like they still managed to, the defense shortened up. They managed to get the turnovers they needed to get the points back, and they even had a crucial turnover to take the lead. Problem is, at that point Russell Wilson was knocked out with a head injury.
That I agree. Look, if I'm okay. So yeah, Russell Wilson getting knocked out. I do think that the Broncos could have won this game, but I also go, this was not the recipe for the Broncos to win going forward. This is very much a mirage. I feel like I feel like this was very much hey, there's this little bit of context in you were down 27 points, and the Chiefs kind of just took the gas off the pedal and went, we're fine. And then suddenly it kind of got away from them and went, oh shit, hang on, we've got to play.
Oh shit, we're not fine. And this is the thing. This is the thing we have not said all season. If Russell Wilson was in the game, they would have won.
Yeah, okay, more than likely. But again, I don't think next week Russell Wilson's going to be any good.
I don't think he's going to play next week.
Yeah, that too, actually. Given
the reason is because of this loss. The Denver Broncos have been officially eliminated from playoff contention.
Finish him.
The team that I predicted to win the AFC West. That's prediction 8 like milk.
And you want to know what's painful as well?
What is?
If they had scored as many points in this as they did in this game,
the rest of the season they would be winning.
In every game beforehand, they'd have been 10. I think 11-1 or something. 11.
Either way, Broncos. This is the blueprint you got to look at going forward, because if you want to be competitive next year, because this year's over for you. You want to be competitive next year and going forward. You need to play like this every week.
Yeah, but again, like I said, if they play like this every week, then great. If Russell Wilson, if this is the game where you're like, oh, Russell Wilson's back and he's playing fantastic, that's great. I don't know if that is the case or if this was more just the Chiefs took their foot off the gas and suddenly it then went, oh shit, hang on, they're back. They scored 27 points in like 15, 20 minutes. Like it was over. It was over in the first 20 minutes. And you're like, all right, well, this game's over. This game sucks. Like, yeah. But I got my bet right. I'm very happy. I got Broncos at 8.5 points. So
nice. Up next, this for me was game of the week because I enjoyed every single second of this game. The Buccaneers versus the 49ers. And you know what? This game gives us our Not Stunks player of the week. And oh, I am so happy that it's Tom Brady.
He was bad.
Tom Brady once again coming in. Like, he's been playing like garbage all season. Thing is, he managed to play well, like right at the very end. People just start sucking him off like he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But he comes into this game and gets his ass absolutely stumped by the last pick of the draft in Brock Purdy.
Look, he was the best. He went up against the best defense in football. I don't know what you want to do. Like,
you're the goat. Figure it out.
That 49ers defense is incredible.
Well, you know what? If you're the goat, I expect you to figure it out. Figure it out.
I'll give you that. No, I'm going to take it this week.
Everyone wants to go hog wild on Tom Brady. You know what? You should be able to do anything. Figure it out.
Look, I have thrown so much shit at Aaron Rodgers this season. Take it. I'll give you this moment because Brady was bad. I'll tell you one thing that I loved about Brady though at the end, and it's one Rodgers would never do this, and he would find it insulting. Brady signing the football.
Yeah, that was a nice gesture.
I like it because it's Brady is the one player at the moment who can get it. Brady and Rodgers, but Rodgers would never do it. Brady and Rodgers are the two players in the league right now who a player can go up to and ask, and it's not an insult because I think something like 90, it's either 85 or 90% of the league. It's some ridiculously high stat. Some high stat percentage of the league have never known a league without Tom Brady in it. Like they were at least 4 or 5 before that, like, you know, when Tom Brady started playing, which is insane to think about. But like, I really liked that moment because it's that moment of him at least understanding his legacy within football.
I mean, no, like it was a nice gesture. I give it that. And here's the thing: I don't hate Tom Brady. I hate the hype around Tom Brady, and I also kind of hate Tom Brady. But so yeah, seeing this game was this was a delight for me. And the thing, what I got to see because CBS did turn this game off like halfway through.
So it's the benefit
of second really bad interception.
Yeah, that's the benefit of watching Red Zone. You
see everything.
Yeah, you see everything, and I saw every single interception and how bad he was. Look, credit to the kid. He played well.
Let's say we got to about Brock Purdy. This is a dude who was literally the last pick of the draft. Never even thought he'd see the field.
Mr. Irrelevant. He was good. He played well. Good kid.
Yeah, showed a lot of moxie. Didn't make any mistakes.
Yep. Look,
he did what he needed to do.
If he can play like this for the rest of the season, this 49ers team are going to be scary. They're going to be tough to beat, and the Eagles could have a run for the at the moment. The conference game is Eagles 49ers.
Here's why I would currently give the edge to the Eagles. I think they've done a lot to show up their run defense.
Yeah,
and that's currently like their big. Christian McCaffrey had over 119 yards on the ground, rushing, and I feel like they had the defense to shut him down.
Yeah,
and they also had the secondary to shut down their passing attack, especially Brock Purdy throwing the ball.
Yeah, no, it's going to be really rough It's going to be tough for the 49ers to really get an understanding of where they are with him because next week they play Seattle, which
Well, and
ain't a
here's the
great-
problem going forward with the 49ers. Debo Samuel was hurt in this game.
Yeah.
And it's the good possibility he might be done for the year.
Well, they were saying he's done for the regular season, but he should be back for playoffs.
Yeah, I'm saying like there's a possibility he might be, but there's a possibility it might be long term.
No, that's they might just be, hey, we're saying this so that people don't start.
Don't lose their shit. But
yeah, no, that's fair. But like, so so that is a massive problem. They've lost Debo Samuel for the rest of the season, possibly for the playoffs as well. So that literally leaves them Christian McCaffrey and
and Kittle.
Ayuk and
Kittle if he ever gets to catch the ball.
Yeah, like Kittle's not played well this year.
Well, it's not his fault. Like they keep using him as a sixth blocker.
Yeah, but
they never scheme to give him any passes. Like they just use him as another lineman.
But here is the other problem that the 49ers are going to have. They don't play any real defenses going forward. So they go Seahawks, which don't have a great defense. Commanders, that's probably their best defense that they go up against, which at that point, Chase Young should be back. Keep saying that, I think, every single week. So
we keep saying that, but he continues
I think every week we go, Chase Young's coming back this week. Is he? And then they go
back and he's still yet to come back, actually.
But then they go Raiders, Cardinals. So like they don't play a good defense. And then their first game of the playoffs is likely going to be against the Commanders, or is either the Commanders, Seahawks, Jets, or Giants. So they don't play a good defense until they get to the Eagles or Vikings, depending on how that all turns out. So that's the one fear if I'm a 49ers fan that I'd have is I won't really get to see what Purdy's like. But the flip of that is, you mean Purdy gets 5 games to practice essentially against bad defenses? So like it's double-edged sword of which one would you rather? Would you rather him putting 35 points every single game but they're against bad defenses, so he thinks this is easy, or would you rather him have to scrap for some wins? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, we'll see how the 49ers turn out because, yeah, again, that's not too much. The wheels, they're looking good. They're looking competitive, but the wheels are starting to fall off pretty quick.
Yeah.
And because it is Shanahan in playoff time, and we know how that goes.
Well, that too, yeah.
Moving on to our next game, we got the Panthers versus the Seahawks. This game was just insane to witness. This is not a low-key candidate for game of the week, just because again we talk about the Seattle defense. The biggest problem is they gave too many chunk plays, too many bad times. Like they allowed a team again. Sam Darnold was back starting at quarterback. Only had like 120 yards of passing.
Yeah, he's not playing lights out and amazingly, but he's getting the job done.
Yeah, and they're also playing mistake-free football. I don't think Carolina had any turnovers on the day, whereas Seattle had 2 pretty bad picks. Not entirely the fault of Geno Smith, though.
No, I look. People are starting to write off Geno Smith again, and I'm like, guys.
I mean, he's starting to write back. He hasn't written back yet. He's starting to write back.
He is a journeyman quarterback at this point. Like he is very much he isn't gonna he's not gonna win Seattle a Super Bowl. It's not happening. He's not that talented, but he's a great holdover for them to go find another quarterback. And like he's a good stopgap quarterback.
The thing is, like they currently have like a top 5 pick.
They got a top 5 pick this year. So go find yourself a quarterback. I don't know. Like I'm not overly worried about Seattle.
I'm not. I still think they made the playoffs.
Yeah, the funniest thing out of this game for me that I just think is hilarious is that Carolina now control their own fate.
They
like do. The team that fired their coach is the one that controlled their own fate, and I'm going to die laughing if they're the team that actually makes the Super Bowl or makes the playoffs from that god awful division.
This also showed us how badly the Seahawks offense needs K9 back.
Yeah, Losing Kenneth was huge. That absolutely destroyed them, and I think
only had about 46 yards of rushing, and our boy DJ Dallas was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and that's the big problem is now they are going, all right, Gino, you got to carry us, and he's not able to. When they had the run game, there was genuine threat, so Gino had time, and he was able to get because he had time, he was able to get the ball to Metcalf and Lockett, who are very talented receivers. So yeah,
Sorry, who in Lockett?
Your starter at the moment is Mitch Trubisky. Fuck off.
I mean, yeah, but what Kenny Pickett's gonna come back and save me. It's okay. It's only temporary. But DK Metcalf is forever.
I've paid my pound of flesh for that.
Up next, Sunday Night Football. We have number 5 versus number 6, if I'm not mistaken. I think those are their draft positions.
No, they were Dolphins. Sorry, no, Dolphins were number 1 going into this.
No. I'm talking about draft positions. Tua versus.
Herbert. Yeah, sorry, it was 5 and 6. It was
5 and 6.
Yeah.
This is Dolphins versus Chargers. Mike McDaniel versus Brandon Staley, and I mean, I don't know why you're doing that. Like,
because I called it. Tua's not great. Sorry, he's not. Like, he is a good quarterback, very much like Derek Carr. He is not in.
He's Hawaiian Derek Carr.
Sorry, he is not in the top 5 picks. Top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now.
I mean, I don't think anyone was saying that.
People were. I'm sorry. People were saying that he's better than Herbert. People were saying that he is. Sorry, he's not MVP this year. He is not better than Hurts. He is not better than.
Okay, for a good stint, he was having an MVP-like season.
Okay. Okay.
He was in the conversations. All I'm saying. He was in the conversation.
He was in the conversations, but he never should have been because Tyreek Hill was the best player on that team. Tyreek Hill was the one who should have been in the MVP conversation.
But like, I'm not even sure. I would say Herbert's a top 5 QB. He's great. He's top 10.
Herbert's top 5 right now. Herbert is top 5 right now. Herbert is top 5. Absolutely top 5 QB. Look, personally, I've got him 3rd, and really? I'm a massive Josh Allen fan, but I've got him 3rd. All right, who's your top 5 right now?
Okay, just like off the top of my head.
As of like right now,
like currently, yes. Okay, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes is far and away is number 1.
Jalen Hurts.
I'm going Burrow number 2.
I mean, this is in order. It's not order.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, sorry. Okay,
yeah, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and okay, you know what? Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, like because a
lot of people are underperforming. Yes.
Yeah, that's the 5. Because look, all time, Rodgers is in that conversation. Brady's in that conversation. I think Lamar's going to be in that conversation at some point. And I think Trevor Lawrence will be at some point as well. But that's it. Like, I don't know.
I forgot. Kenny Pickett. There we go.
There we go. Yep. Sorry. Kenny Pickett. Yep. Fair enough. Look, to me, this game exposed the single biggest weakness that is the Dolphins, and it is their quarterback. There is a reason that 2 years ago they tried to go all in on Deshaun Watson. There is a reason last year that they tried to break the rules to get Tom Brady. They do not trust their quarterback. And
I think the problem is like the Chargers defense like surprisingly stepped up, like weirdly stepped up. Like I'm not like, where has this defense been all year?
It just exposed the last week. The 49ers exposed how to beat Tua. Throw off the receiver's timing. That's what they did. They threw off the receiver's timing, and the Chargers went, that's how you beat Tua. Threw off the receiver's timing, and Tua looked very bad. He looked very, very bad because his timing to the wide receivers was off. That's how the defense won this, because they went off what the 49ers did last week. I am fascinated by what the Bills do this week. Because if the Bills can do it as well, the Dolphins might not make the playoffs.
We also do need a shout out to what was talking about Tyreek Hill. First player in the Super Bowl era to have a receiving TD, a rushing TD, a kick return TD, a punt return TD, and a fumble return TD.
Okay. That is the single dumbest fumble return I have ever seen in the history of fumble returns. So that is the most Chargers touchdown
Yes.
ever. Like, just
No,
how?
it's the most Chargers thing ever.
Yeah, like and what's the most amazing thing about that entire sequence of events is if the ball went forward at any point, it's ruled dead. But because it went backwards the entire time, somehow it's a live ball.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And just like bolted to the end zone, which
Like, that
fucking
was just
insane to
the
witness.
single dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's amazing. Don't get me wrong. Like, it was amazing, but it's the single dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah. So Chargers get a much needed win to try and salvage their season. Dolphins are kind of losing grip a little bit. They're still currently in the playoffs right now.
Look,
be the
they are
sixth
right
seed.
now. They play the Bills next week. Then the Packers, which again, they're going to play the Bills next week, which I think in Buffalo. So I think the Bills will win that game. Plus also on a short week. Then they play the Packers, which the problem you're going to be with the Packers is you're coming off on Christmas Day too, and you're coming off a 4-game losing streak. So you're going in and Rodgers is going to be pissed, or you're playing Jordan Love at that point. One or the other. You don't know. You could be playing Jordan Love in his first game and you've got no tape on him. So,
well, no, you got one game of tape. You have the,
well,
you
you
have
got
the
a little
case
bit,
you
yeah.
can answer.
Then you play the Patriots, which the Dolphins kind of have the Patriots number, so they should
do.
win that.
That's a weird thing with the Patriots just struggle.
Yeah, and it's in Miami, so that one you should win. But we'll see.
I thought it was in Foxborough.
I thought the first one was already in Foxborough. I thought this one was in Miami. Oh no, sorry, that is in Foxborough.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
my bad.
it is in Foxborough. The first one was in Miami.
Oh no, sorry, the Packers one's in Miami. Sorry, yep. And then your last game is against the Jets, and I have a feeling that Jets game's going to be for the number 7 seed. Win and you're in, lose and you go, and that's it. You're done for the season. And the Dolphins could miss the playoffs for a 4th season in a row. And if that happens, I think Tua is done as a starter in the Dolphins.
So yeah, Chargers get a much needed win. Herbert is our stonks player of the week.
Herbert was fantastic. Oh God, Herbert was great. He was fantastic. He was absolutely fantastic. First game all season where he has actually had his 2 wide receivers and him, all 3 of them finish a game together.
And lastly, Monday Night Football, we had the Patriots versus the Cardinals. This game was frustrating for me to watch for one reason alone. My fantasy playoffs hinged on this game. I was up by I think like 6-7 points, and the Patriots defense. All I needed the Cardinals to do was hold on to the ball and not fuck up and score touchdowns and then hold on to the ball. Here's the problem. Kyler Murray went down after the first drive.
3 plays into the game.
3 plays into the game, Kyler Murray went down with an ACL tear. And it was no contact, too, so that's no joke.
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm really worried.
Yeah, thing is, yeah, he already got his money, so
no,
good for him, I guess.
Look, okay, it's football. You finish your story, and then we'll talk about Carl.
Okay, points. We're subjected to a match between Mac Jones and Colt McCoy. It was as ugly as you would expect.
Yeah, look, okay. Starting on the Kyler thing, non-contact injury. I'm glad he got his money because I care more about the players than I do the actual franchises. Like, even though Cardinals are one of my teams, and this is disastrous for the Cardinals. This is literally worst case scenario. Cardinals aren't going to recover from this for at least 3 years. This is the Cardinals are no longer relevant for the next 3 years. I'm glad he got his money, but I am genuinely terrified this could actually be the end of Kyler Murray's career. I don't know. I think a non-contact injury for a small player who just did his ACL, he might not he's not going to be the same player he was before this. And
Absolutely not.
I really do worry that Kyler might have just played he wouldn't have just played his last game, but I think this could be like we'll look back on this as that was a career ender. That was his career ended the day he got injured, and it sucks because he's a good player. Like he's a really good kid and a really good young player, but that's just unfortunate with being undersized, small, and elusive. Like these type of injuries happen, and it's cruel. It's a very cruel sport.
Yeah, but like I said, going into this game, I was watching, I was stressing out because, but Cardinals, I was doing really well at halftime, and the second half happens. Had a pick and a fumble return for a touchdown. My fantasy season was ended because of this game.
Wait. Oh, right. Yeah, wrong one. Yeah. Sorry, dude. That's unfortunate. The hell is Matt Patricia doing as an OC?
I have no idea. Like what? Yeah, like who let Matt Patricia and Joe Judge run an offense?
I don't know, but they're not good at it. They're really not.
And they need to be fired immediately.
Yo, this was embarrassing.
I never seen Mac Jones get pissed off as he does as Matt Patricia.
And he had every right to be. Like, look, Mac Jones is not a good quarterback. I think he's
a decent quarterback.
Like, I think he got problems, but you give him a decent OC and he will improve. He needs help, but my God, this was an experiment that blew up in their face. And Patricia and Judge, I hope you enjoy looking after either going back to being defensive coordinators or finding another job. Because this ain't it.
This offense just struggled immensely. Mac Jones again. I said it again on the show. I'll say it again. Maybe the most uninteresting quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah, I don't care about Mac Jones at all. Like
watching Mac Jones play is like watching paint dry. It's just like so just boring. Like just digging into this again. Like everything people feel about Jones. That's how I feel about Tom Brady. But the thing is, I've seen more spectacular plays out of Tom Brady than I've ever seen out of Mac Jones.
Yeah.
But yeah. The Patriots managed to survive. Again, this is the thing that they need for playoffs. I don't know if they'll end up making it.
I don't think they do. I don't think they make the playoffs. I think there's okay. We'll talk about actually next week because there's a game next week that I think is going to tell us everything we need to know. So we'll let's move into previews for next week.
Yeah. So we're moving on to our week 15 predictions as well as our segment stunks or not stunks. Going into our Thursday night game, we have the 49ers versus the Seahawks.
This is a big game for Purdy. I think this is a huge game for him. Can you follow up a 35-point game? Can you follow it up? How do you follow it up? Is he healthy? Because that's now a question mark. So
I think like he was questionable. Just like who's left.
I know, like who was left? I don't know, but like so they may have needed Baker. But like that's now a question mark.
Look, I think on him and Christian McCaffrey for this week.
Yeah, like, and that's the big fear. You've got 4 weeks left. You've made the playoffs. You're in. Like, I know they haven't technically, but they're gonna make the playoffs. You just got to survive. If they get injured between now and the end of the season, that's gonna be real rough for them. But, and then the Seahawks, they're fighting for their playoff lives. They need to win this game more than anything because they win this game. They're more or less guaranteed a playoff spot. I know it's not 100%, but they're basically kind of guaranteed it because the rest of their schedule is pretty, like, not too difficult. The rest because they play the Chiefs a week later, so that's. But then they go the Jets and the Rams. So this game's important because if they can win if they can win this or Chiefs next week, they're basically guaranteed a playoff spot. So
you got
I'm going 49ers though. I think 49ers will win this game. That defense is just too good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, 49ers are looking really good right now. I have to say Seahawks. I'll get murdered. I'll get murdered if I don't. But I am. It's gonna be a tough one. Now I'm playing with at you. Let's go DK Metcalf. Your boy.
Oh, I'm gonna say not Stonks, but not because of Metcalf.
Not because of him.
Not because of him. I think that defense is just. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a 3-pick game. I wouldn't be at least. I think 49ers score points off defensive than offensive this game.
All right. Moving on, this is a special occasion in the NFL. We have a Saturday triple header.
I love these. Oh, this is my favorite time of the year because I actually get to watch them without having to worry about work because this is on a Sunday. So it's great for me. Like the 3 games are on a Sunday. I will be hungover as hell because it's my birthday the night before. So I am going to be very wasted. But then I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning and start drinking again anyway. So I don't care.
All right. First up, we got the Colts versus the Vikings.
Ugh. I might not be up at 4 a.m. because I might not
for this
game. I might not watch this game. This is gonna be like paint drying. I'm gonna say the Vikings, but Jesus Christ, this is gonna be a bad game. This is gonna be a really bad game.
Yeah.
If the Vikings lose this, the Lions might even. I'd be very, very concerned, and the Lions might end up getting the division.
I don't think it's that catastrophic, but it's possible.
If they lose this game, I'm nervous. If I'm a Vikings fan, I'm starting to get very nervous.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna throw out for this one. Let's go Dalvin Cook.
Against that defense, yeah, I'm gonna let him. Yeah, he'll stonks. He'll run.
Stunks.
Yep.
Up next, we got the Ravens versus the Browns. AFC North ball.
Ravens' most important game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
They lose this game, they don't make the playoffs. That's how bad this game is. That's how important this game is for them. And I don't think they win it. I think this is
the
game.
Browns. What's the points? What's the points on this?
Ooh, that's a good question. Because again, they're on their 3rd string, and Watson's going to be getting better. So the Browns are favored by 2.5. I don't like that bet. I don't
like the bet because AFC North ball. And it's usually actually
it's
2.5 probably right.
Sorry,
2.5 probably about right because again,
no, it's right. No, it's. I think it's perfectly priced. That's why I'm just not going to bet on it. Like because because if it was the other way around, if it was flipped, I would. Like if Ravens were 2.5 favorite, I'd bet on it, but not with Brown. Not me having to eat 2.5 points. No, I'm good.
All right. I don't like throwing this. So yeah, I'm not gonna throw out Deshaun Watson. I'll throw out Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb. I think he's going to run a bit. I think he'll be able to run a bit on this one.
Right, look,
I'm worried about this Ravens because they're on their 3rd string quarterback
because
Huntley's injured now. So I don't know what you do. Like, I'm worried about this team. Like this is a very important game for the Ravens, and I think they're going to lose it.
And moving on, like we talked about this earlier, but it is a battle for the AFC East. The Dolphins versus the Bills.
I mean, winner of this game is probably winning the AFC East. Look, I'm saying the Bills, but this is going to be a tight game. This is going to be a really close game. 7.5 point spread. I would be taking the Dolphins on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is not going to be a blowout game. This is going to be by less than a touchdown. And it's probably going to come down to a last minute Josh Allen play, and he'll make the play. So I think this is going to be I'm excited for this game. Like I am actually looking forward to it. I think this is going to be a good game. But yeah, I think I've got the Bills taking it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be very close. I'm leaning towards the Bills. I also did have. I was gonna say Josh Allen. Do you think Josh Allen stunk for this week?
I think he does. I think this is a game where he does come out and he actually plays a little bit better. I don't think we'll go Allen for MVP level of play, but I think he'll be good.
All right. Up next. Oh boy, Eagles. Yeah, Eagles just get to keep on rolling because they're playing the Bears.
Yeah, no, this is going to be embarrassing. This is I'd be taking the Eagles. Fields will have fun, but Eagles will win this.
Oh, you're upset that I'm not calling? Well, you know what, Mom? I'm upset that you made me a Bears fan. Mm-hmm. That's child abuse.
Just giving you a little preview what you're going to be facing next week, Bears fans.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a real rough game.
All right. So then I'm going to throw out for this one. I'll throw out one Mr. Devontae Smith.
Yeah, I'll say stonks.
Because Jalen Hurts is too easy. I think he's definitely going to be stonks against this defense.
Yeah.
My question is Devontae Smith.
Yeah, I'll say stonks.
All right. Up next, we have two teams that could still make the playoffs somehow. The Falcons versus the Saints. Keep in mind, we've got two announcements for this game. One, Andy Dalton is once again starting because reasons.
Yo.
And because I guess Dennis Allen must hate Jameis Winston.
Yeah, he must just not like him.
Because you cannot. For what?
Saints are 4-point favorites.
Shit, take that bet.
No, you eat 4 points.
I would eat 4 points on this.
On the Saints. So you think Saints?
No. On the Falcons. I've been the Falcons.
Oh yeah, no, I'm betting Falcons. I think Falcons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've been on the Falcons. I take that bet. But yeah, so again, Dennis Allen must hate Jameis Winston because you cannot look me in the face and tell me that Andy Dalton gives you a better chance of winning than Jameis Winston.
No, there has to be something going on with Winston. So,
but in addition to that, we got word that Desmond Ridder will be making his NFL debut in this game.
Look at this point. I know they can still technically make the playoffs, but you got to figure out what you got. You may as well. And if he comes in and wins, great. If he doesn't, congratulations, you get a higher draft pick. If I'm the Falcons, you're not really playing to make the playoffs at this point. You're playing because you're playing for next year and you want to find out what you've got.
All right. So who do you got?
I got Falcons. Because I think Ridder will actually be pretty decent. But
so I'm about to throw out Desmond Ridder. So stonks or not stonks in Desmond Ridder?
I think stonks because this Saints defense is bad. This Saints team is bad, a really bad team. So I'm gonna go Falcons, and I think stonks.
All right, up next we got the Lions taking on the New York Jets.
This is literally a pick'em. This is
Yeah, it is.
One point.
This is gonna sound such a weird sentence, but if Mike White was playing, I'd be inclined to take the Jets. But since it is Joe Flacco and the Lions defense has been improving, I'm taking the Lions.
My one fear, I cannot wait to see St. Brown go up against Sauce. I can't wait for that. That I'm excited for. And Goff trying to thread that ball. I'm excited for that element of this game, and I think that could be a lot of fun.
So I'm about to throw him out anyway. So Amon-Ra, St. Brown, the Sun God.
I'm going to say not stonks because I think Sauce is defensive rookie of the year and a really, really scary player.
Yeah, absolutely. Like every single one of the first round picks was a home run. I like Jermaine Johnson.
Oh, absolutely. Really good. Yeah.
Next, Steelers versus Panthers. Again, scraping, get to the playoffs. Let me just check, see if. Well, first of all, what's the points on this game?
The spread is.
What's the spread?
Panthers favored by 2.5 points.
Yeah, I would bet Pittsburgh taking 2.5 points. Yeah, I mean, look, I know we might be dealing with Trubisky again, and I know this Panthers defense has improved, but you know what? Trubisky is going to play well, or he's gonna die trying. Well, not that trying. He's gonna get murdered. He's gonna get murdered by the team. But he is going to play well. He's going to please come back, Kenny Pickett. I need you.
We need you. Can't even finish the sentence. Okay, all right.
We need you, Kenny.
If Mitch Trubisky plays, are you picking against the Steelers?
No.
Oh, all right.
No.
Okay.
I am picking. Even with Mitch Trubisky under center, We're still going to beat the Panthers.
All right. No, Panthers are winning this. If assuming Trubisky's playing, if Pickett plays, Steelers win. And that's why I'm not touching this game because I need to. I want to know who's quarterback. But I also think that if Pickett plays, it flips absolutely. But if Trubisky's playing, it could get worse.
Look, Trubisky, I need you to play like you did against Tampa Bay in the last drive. Just play like that the entire game, and we're gonna be good. Just please come back, Kenny. Just come back. I need you. I love you so much, Kenny. Why are you doing this to me? All right. Up next, we got the Cowboys taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I really hate that this is their next game. I hate that this is the next game. I hate it for both teams because Cowboys are going to want a statement game. And like they're going to want like a no, we're not that bad. We're not as bad as you were all saying after that. But the Jags are going to want a consistency game. I'm going to say the Cowboys on the strength of that defense.
Here's a problem for the Cowboys, though.
Yeah.
It was announced today that Terrence Steele is most likely done for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And that was already their second left tackle down because Tyron Smith is out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're pretty depleted at the line, and they had the superior, and the Jacksonville Jaguars had the superior Josh Allen on their team.
Not the superior.
Yeah, he's superior because he plays defense like a man. But yeah, the point is, the Cowboys again. This is a team that's sneakily their wheels starting to fall off, and I'm calling me crazy. I don't think T.Y. Hilton is the answer.
No, I don't think he is either. Look.
I don't know why the hell they signed T.Y. Hilton to begin with.
Because
I know why, but I don't know why.
Because they're probably not getting Odell.
Well, they're definitely not getting Odell now. But like, was T.Y. Hilton really your best bet?
Yeah, well.
I mean, I don't disagree with the pick of the Cowboys. I'm just saying like this could be like a deceptively ugly game. And
this is going to be a terrible game, and I'm really just not looking forward to watching it at all.
All right, so someone I'll throw out for this one: T-Law, Trevor Lawrence,
stonks. I think he'll play well. Mostly because I have absolutely no faith in. I don't know. I have no idea on this game. This game, I'm avoiding this game like the plague. I am not betting on it. I am not touching it. Cowboys are 4.5 point favorites, and I don't want to touch that. I'm like,
no, I'm not eating 4.5 points for Dallas.
No, I'm good. I ain't touching this one.
Up next, we had the Chiefs versus the Texans. This game is going to get ugly. You know, if I'm the Chiefs, I'm not even playing Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying, like, you know what? Who's their backup? Is still Chad Henne?
I think so. But the only reason I'm playing Mahomes is the MVP race. You need to put Mahomes in.
I know you need to put Mahomes in, but said Chad Henne in. You don't need to.
No, because here's the problem you have. Oh, actually, no. No, you need to be. I would because it's the MVP race is too important. I know MVP race, but like it's Houston. Like he's not going to win any brownie points for being the shit out of Houston. Yeah, that's fair. They're 14-point favorites. Which again, like even I'm like I'd probably do it, but because I think they will beat them, but I just don't like that big of a point spread. Like I don't like massive point spreads. So, yeah, I'm going the Chiefs, but yeah.
And I'm going to throw out for this one. I'll throw out Juju Smith-Schuster.
Stonks. Yeah.
Stonks. It's hard to pick a Chiefs player. I feel like everybody on that team is stonks. So
well, that's the thing. Like Mahomes is spreading the ball around better than ever, and they're just so scary and good. And if it wasn't for the Bengals, I would be really annoyed because the Chiefs are just going to win it. But the Bengals have actually now made the AFC a little bit of a competition.
I swear to God, you compare the Bengals to Terry Steelers, I'm going to slap you.
If I what?
You compare the Bengals to Terry Steelers again, I'm going to slap you. You compared Zach Taylor to Chuck Noll one more time, I'm going to kill somebody.
Are you telling me if the Bengals win the Super Bowl this year, and do stop the Chiefs from ever winning another Super Bowl and go on to, if the Bengals go on to win 3 Super Bowls, this is going to be my single greatest pick.
It will be. I will give you your props, but no, like I said, I've watched this team for decades. I know this team, and no. Up next, Cardinals versus Broncos.
Oh God.
Yeah, this is gonna be. What's the point spread on this?
Oh, Broncos 2.5.
I take it.
Yeah, I look. I'm going Broncos, but oh God, this is just a bad. This is gonna be a bad game.
Well, that's with no Kyler Murray.
Yeah, no Kyler Murray. Also, maybe no Russell Wilson.
Also, maybe no Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Like forced to watch Brett Rippon versus Colt McCoy.
So, geez.
This might be a miserable ass game.
Please tell me this isn't in like a decent time slot.
I think it's still 1 o'clock. No. Wait, no, yeah, it is 1 o'clock.
No, it's not.
Is it not? Is it 4 o'clock?
It's a 4 o'clock game.
Oh crap! Yes, it is. God damn it!
It's one of the 4. Well, thank Christ, there are 2 other 4 o'clock games that I'll care about.
The thing is, like, I'm in Arizona. I'm probably got to watch this shit.
Go to a bar and watch. Go to a bar.
I'm probably gonna go to a bar. Up next, I'll do anything. I'll go to church. Up next, we have one of his minions return to the hive as the Patriots take on the Raiders.
I actually think the Raiders might win this one.
I think they might too, honestly.
Like I just both these teams look bad. But actually no. Now that I think about it, it's Bill against his old
Exactly.
mentors don't do well against Bill. So his proteges don't do well against Bill. So I'm gonna actually go Patriots now.
Unless you're Brian Flores. In this case, then you got his number.
Yeah, or Tom. What's his name? Titans. Fuck.
Oh, Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, Vrabel has his number as well.
That's true.
No, I'm gonna go Patriots. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I'm gonna go Patriots just because Josh McDaniels
It's very, very close. I guess it's going either way. I'm leaning slightly towards the Raiders because I feel like they're gonna have no answers for Devontae Adams.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, for this game, I'm gonna throw out. I'll throw out Devontae Adams. Why not?
Devontae Adams, I think will have. Oh, actually, no. I'm gonna say not Stonks because I think Judon's gonna be destroying Carr.
All right, fair enough. Up next, we have Titans versus Chargers.
Oh,
what's the point spread on this one?
I think Chargers have to be favorite.
They have to be. There's no way
after that game, they'd have to be favorites. Which is
I seem like Chargers by like 3.
Where are you? There is not here for some reason. Hang on. Hey, I'll have to look that up. You give your.
Yeah, looking at this one, I think it's going to depend on how well the defense can play King Henry. Because if they can stop King Henry, I think they can stop the passing attack. So
that's all it's going to come down to.
It's all they're going to come down to like whether or not Derrick Henry rumbles. And again, the Chargers' run defense has been especially bad this year, but they haven't played a Derrick Henry yet.
You cannot bet on this at the moment.
Really?
So there must be something about this game that they're just not letting you bet on. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you got?
So I don't know. It's all going to come down to their run defense. Can they stop Derrick Henry? If they can, then they can get pressure on Tannehill, and I don't think Tannehill plays particularly well. This is as close. Like, it's not a must win for the Chargers because if they lost last week, this became the must win. But it's pretty damn close to being a must win. I'm going to say the Chargers, but in a really close one.
And I'm going to throw out the name of King Henry for Stunks.
I don't say not Stonks just because I have hope.
He's not Stunks. I don't want him to be.
Yeah, that's basically it. Isn't that how you do Steelers games?
Well, no. That's science. Everybody on the Steelers is Stunks. That's just facts.
Yeah. No, I meant for the opposition.
Oh yeah, exactly. Everyone on the Steelers is Stunks. Everyone on the opposing team is not Stunks. Only thing is, Mitch Trubisky's not playing, so he would not fall into the Stonks meter. So that's how that went down. Up next, we got the Bengals versus the Buccaneers. This game sucks for me. It was like, do I root for division rival or do I root for Tom Brady?
Yeah, how do you feel?
I hate this game. Like, I hate this game.
The thing I am devastated by most about this game, though, is how late we're getting it in the season. And like, I would have loved this game last year. Would have loved to have seen Tom Brady and Joe Burrow play each other last year. I'm devastated we're getting it this year, where Tom Brady has clearly started to fall off a cliff, and is definitely and Burrow is starting to become like probably the number 2 quarterback in the league. If he wins the Super Bowl this year, I think he's the number 1.
Okay, let's calm down. Patrick Mahomes still exists.
If he beats Mahomes again in the playoffs and wins a Super Bowl this year, what else does he have to do other than
Jimmy G's beating Aaron Rodgers like more times than we can count? That doesn't mean he's a better quarterback.
Oh, okay. Burrow is not Jimmy G.
I'm not saying he's Jimmy G. I'm just saying that doesn't mean dick.
No, but he's won a Super Bowl. He's been to 2 of them. It's the exact same thing Mahomes has done in 3 seasons, and he didn't play his first season. So
I keep telling you they're gonna bungle this in the end, but you're not listening to me.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
Diet McVay is not getting the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna say Bengals, just because that Bucs offense is really bad.
Who do I care about? Who do I care about winning? Who do I care about losing more? Joe Burrow or not Joe Burrow? The Bengals or Tom Brady? I'm gonna say Tom Brady, and I'm going to take the Bengals.
How's it feel?
It feels dirty. And I'm gonna throw out the name of Jamar Chase.
Stumps. Like he will do really well. Like, look, that defense isn't bad, but that defense is definitely tired.
I'm ready for Tom Brady to retire already. Just go home. Go home to where I think. I
have a feeling he's gonna go to the 49ers next year. I have a feeling.
Or Trey Lance. I
really have a feeling that he's going to go to the 49ers, especially if they don't win it this year.
Of course, he has to go to a team ready to win.
Yeah.
That's real GOAT behavior. Go to Houston. Want to go to Houston. Get them the Super Bowl. Then I'll call you the GOAT.
If he went to Houston and got them to the AFC Championship,
then I will concede he's the GOAT. Yes. That's the only thing he can do. Only thing he can do. Takes that sad sack of no. Like, he doesn't get to add any pieces. He has to take exactly what's there and in the draft and chemical friends. Like, he has to take, for the most part, what is there and take them all the way. That's what he has to do.
I mean, he did it with the Bucs.
No. That's a lie. The Bucs were ready to win. They just needed a quarterback who's free. Again, off season, I'm going to do a whole presentation on why Tom Brady is not the greatest quarterback of all time.
Oh God.
All right. Sunday Night Football. We got the Giants versus the Commies. This is the rematch. Hopefully, we can have a winner this time, and this game won't be a fucking disgrace like last time.
What did they move again?
They would have had to have flexed. I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it was Bengals Buccaneers. No.
CBS locked that one. It was Raiders Patriots.
That's right. That's it.
Is this really a better game than Raiders Patriots? I mean, it probably is.
Probably.
Like, this isn't going to be a good game.
No. Is there a point spread on this one?
Yeah, there would be. Hang on. The point spread on this one is Washington by 4.5. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be by 3 points.
Yeah, I think I take that.
Yeah.
Commies in this one.
Yeah, I like Commanders. I like them by 3.
All right, and I'm gonna throw out. You know what? America's QB, Taylor Heineke, aka Vanilla Vic.
Yeah, stonks. I think he'll play well.
All right. And lastly, Monday Night Football, we got the Rams versus the Packers. If the Packers start to lose here, I'm very concerned.
Our Lord and Savior.
I'm already concerned, but
Baker Mayfield will come in and really embarrass Aaron Rodgers.
See, now our real Lord and Savior, the real number 12, Aaron Rodgers, is going to come in and going to win.
Do you reckon? Does Rodgers play this game?
Probably. I mean, as
I
long,
reckon
I think
halfway.
as long as their playoff hopes are still alive, Rodgers is playing.
I think that's a mistake. But no. I wouldn't be surprised if halfway through this game, the Rams are winning and Rodgers is benched for Jordan Love because they go, fuck it. We need to figure it out.
It's possible, but again, I'm just very curious as to whether or not Rodgers actually, lets that happen.
Especially given there's going to be 3 or 4 teams that are going to want a quarterback. So, hey, let's show him off for the next 3 games.
And name I'll throw out in this one. I'll throw out one, Mr. Christian Watson.
Not stonks.
Really?
Yeah. Fuck it. Why not?
See,
Jordan Love comes in and doesn't play great. So
I think stunks purely because what was I gonna say? Jalen Ramsey is like falling off a cliff. I don't know what happened.
Oh yeah, Jalen Ramsey's that is true. Ramsey has fallen off a cliff.
Like this is the dude who at one point was like the best corner in the league, and now he's like not looking like eh.
The whole Rams defense is
everybody on the Rams looking eh.
Yeah. No, I'm going Rams with just because yeah, piss you off.
All right. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the show. Jacob, where can people find you?
You guys can find me over at Twitter, Facebook, Letterboxd at Jacob London. I also have my podcast Lights on a Screen, where we talk all things movies. This week we did Sight and Sound and what our top 10 movies would be for our Sight and Sound list, and we also broke down the top 100 films that they released.
Anytime my Twitter is going to chance wars _91. Check out my other podcast, Stories by Chance. We're going to be shooting our It's a Wonderful Life episode very soon. And yeah, thank you for listening. We will see you next week on another episode of Left Side, Strong Side.
Holy shit.